Let's talk about one of the biggest contradictions in human behavior, our tendency to speak up when it's none of our business, yet stay silent when it absolutely matters. Why do we do this? Why are we so quick to chime in on things that don't affect us, but shrink back when we're called to stand up for something real? Here's the harsh truth. We speak up when it's easy and stay silent when it's hard. Gossip, celebrity drama, trending topics, those are low stakes. It's comfortable. It doesn't require courage, responsibility, or risk. You can share your opinion and feel like you're part of the conversation without putting anything on the line. But when it comes to speaking out on issues that matter, standing up for someone who's being mistreated, defending your faith, calling out injustice, or even admitting when you've been wrong, that's when the room gets quiet. Why? Because that kind of speaking up has consequences. We're afraid. Afraid of judgment, backlash, rejection, or making people uncomfortable. We tell ourselves it's not our place or that someone else will handle it. But deep down, we know the real reason. We lack the backbone to confront the hard stuff. We've become a culture that values clout over conviction. It's easier to weigh in on a viral tweet than to have a tough conversation with someone who needs to hear the truth. It's easier to argue with strangers online than to defend your beliefs in real life. And it's easier to stay quiet and avoid conflict than to speak up and risk being seen as the problem. But here's the thing, silence has a cost. Every time we choose not to speak up when it matters, we allow wrongs to go unchecked. We let fear control us. We betray our own values. And over time, that silence eats away at who we are. So ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? The one who speaks up when it's easy and sits down when it's hard? Or the one who has the courage to say what needs to be said, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's risky, even when your voice shakes? Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And if you stay silent in the moments that count, you're complicit in the very things you claim to oppose. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more courage. It needs people who are willing to speak up, not for attention, but for truth. Not for themselves, but for others. Not to be heard, but to make a difference. So next time you're tempted to chime in on something irrelevant, stop and ask yourself, is this worth my voice? And when you feel the urge to stay quiet in a moment of importance, ask yourself, what will my silence cost? Choose wisely. Speak boldly. Because your voice matters, especially when it's hardest to use.